Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण everyone. So today is Monday, it is 20th of November, and it is Kartika Masa, Damodara Masa, Sukla Paksham, and Ashtami Tithi. So there are a few events today. So one is the Gopastami, and there are a few disappearance days. Shri Gadadhara Das Goswami disappearance day, and Shri Srinivasa Acharya disappearance day, and Shri Dhananjaya Pandit disappearance day. So these are the four events. So we shall read few lines just for each event. So about the Gopastami. So today is Gopastami, the day on which Krishna and Balaram and other boys their age who previously had tended the cows were given a charge of the cows. This event is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10:15:1. Tatascha paughanda vayah sitau varje babu vastu tau pasupala sumatau pasupala sammatau gascharayantau Sakibihi samam padaihi Vrindavanam punyam ativa chakrutuhu. When Lord Rama and Lord Krishna attained the age of Pauganda, 6 to 10, while living in Vrindavana, the coward men allowed them to take up the task of tending the cows, engaging thus in the company of their friends. The two boys rendered the land of Vrindavana most auspicious by imprinting upon it the marks of their lotus feet. As stated in the purport, since Lord Krishna's spiritual body had apparently grown slightly in age and strength, the senior men of the Vrindavana, headed by Nanda Maharaja, decided to promote Krishna from the task of heading calves to the status of a regular coward boy. He would now take care of the full-grown cows, bulls, and oxen. Out of great affection, Nanda Maharaja had previously considered Krishna too small and immature to take care of full-grown cows and bulls. It is stated in the Kartika Mahatmya section of the Padma Purana. Suklashtami Kartiketu Smruta Gopashtami Budaihi Tadhinad Vasudevo Abhut Gopaha Purvam tu Vatsapaha. The eighth lunar day of the bright fortnight of the month of Kartika is known by the authorities as Gopastami. From that day, Lord Vasudeva served as a cowherd, whereas previously he had tended the cows. The word Padaihi indicates that Lord Krishna blessed the earth by walking on her surface with his lotus feet. The Lord wore no shoes or other footwear but walked barefoot in the forest, giving great anxiety to the girls of Vrindavana, who feared that his soft lotus feet would be injured. The celebration was meant for only covered men and boys, but Srimati Radharani also wanted to enjoy the fun. And so, because of her resemblance to Shubala, Subalasaka, she donned his dhoti and other garments and joined Krishna. Thus, on this occasion, in temples in Vrindavana and elsewhere, Srimati Radharani is dressed as a covered boy. Gopastami ki jai. And also today we could see Radharani's lotus feet as well. So that is about Gopastami. And another event is the Gadadhar Pandita's disappearance day. So about Gadadhar Pandita. So Shri Gadadhar Pandit was constant companion of Mahaprabhu from the time of their childhood. His father's name was Shri Madhava Mishra and his mother name Shri Ratnavati Devi. They lived very near the house of Shri Jagannath Mishra in Mayapura. Ratnavati Devi thought of Sati Devi as her own sister and always used to visit her. During their childhood, Sri Gaurahari and Gadadhara would play together, sometimes at Mahaprabhu's house and sometimes at Gadadhara's house. They both studied together at the same school. Gadadhara was a few years younger than Nimai. Nimai couldn't remain without Gadadhara even for a moment, and Gadadhara likewise couldn't stand to be separated from Nimai. In the Gaura Ganesh Deepika, it is described that person who in Braja was the daughter of Sri Vrishabhanu Raja, namely Srimati Radharani, is now celebrated as Sri Gadadhara Pandita. Srila Swarupa Damodar has written in his diary, Avanisura Bhavaha Sri Panditakyo Jatindraha Sakalo Bhavati Radha Srila Gaura Avatara. Sri Vasudev Ghosha Thakur also has written in his script, in his writings as well, and also in Chaitanya Charitamrita also there we could find so many writings about Gadadhara Pandita. So that is about a few lines about Gadadhara Pandita. He is a close companion and he is one of the Panchatattva. And about the Srinivasa Acharya. So Srinivasa Acharya is one of the most important personalities in the religious history of Bengal. Perhaps most important Vaishnava teacher in the generation immediately following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is chiefly remembered as the illustrious disciple of Gopala Bhatta Goswami and Jiva Goswami. His achievements include delivering the writings of Goswamis from Vrindavana to Bengal, converting King Bhirambhir to Vaishnavism, and originating the Manohar Shoy style of Kirtana. At Keturi, Bengal, he co-organized the first Gaura Purnima festival, celebrating the anniversary of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance in this world, which Narottama, Shyamananda, and thousands of other Vaishnavas attended. Srinivacharya's parents, the Brahmana, Gangadhara Bhattacharya and his wife Lakshmi Priya lived in the small village of Chakandi on the bank of the Ganges in the Burdwan district of Bengal. They longed to raise a child who would be a great devotee. But until the birth of Srinivasa Acharya, they were childless for many years. So there are a few further pastimes about the Srinivasa Acharya. That is from Srinivacharya's disappearance day. And also there is one more Sri Dhananjaya Pandita disappearance day. So Dhananjaya Pandit was a very rare soul. Nityananda Prabhu was always present in his heart. His Sripat is at Sitalgram Mangalakota Khana, Bardhaman district. There is a railway station at Kaichor on the meter gauge line from Katwa to Bardhaman. If one gets down at Kaichor, then it is about a 20-minute walk to the village of Sitalgram. So Dhananjaya Pandita stayed at the Sankara Pankara for some time. According to the opinion of some, he was born in the village of Jargram within the district of Chattagram. He was present during the Mahaprabhu's Sankirtana pastimes in Navadvipa. After returning from Vrindavana, he also worshipped the deities at Jalandigram. At present, the deities of Sri Gopinada, Sri Nitai Gaura, and Sri Damodara Salagram Sila are being worshipped there. He has no descendants, but he had a brother by the name Sri Sanjaya, whose son was Sri Ramakandai Thakura. His Shripat is located at Mulugrama near Bolapur. So Sanjaya was perhaps the disciple of Dhananjaya Pandita. His present sevakas at Chetalgram are the descendants of Dhananjaya Pandita's disciple. So that is from the events perspective and from disappearance day of Dhananjay Pandita. Okay, that's all from the events perspective. So we shall quickly enter into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Suta Goswami is saying about the Parikshit and Kali. So now, Suta Goswami says that the moment whenever Krishna has departed from this material world and Kali has entered and he has spreading his influence from that particular point of time. But Parikshit, he has controlled the Kali. That was also happened. So now once again Suta Goswami is repeating that one. Yasmin ahani yerhi eva bhagavan utsajjagam tadaiva iha arvritto asau adharma prabhavah kalihi. So who is the source of all adharma or irreligious principles? So that Kali, he is now entered into this material world. So now further, so the Goswami is going to say that the Parikshit Maharaj, he is not envious about the Kali, because he is like a extract the essence of all kinds of situations. In this age of Kali, if one thinks of auspicious activities, it would immediately give the results. Whereas inauspicious activities, until one performs, they don't give the results. In the previous ages, people, if they think of the sinful activities, they would be just falling prey to the inauspicious things. But in this age of Kali, until they are performed, they don't give any inauspicious results. But if we think of auspicious things, it would give immediately the auspicious results. So likewise, Suta Goswami is saying, we are in the first canto, chapter 18, verse number 7. Na anudveshti kalim samrat saranga iva sarabhuk kushilani asu siddhanti netarani krutani yat. Non-dveshti kalim samrat. The Parikshit Maharaj, the Samrat, he is the emperor. He is not envious of the personality of Kali. And Sarangaiva Sarabhuk, he is also like always the bee, like a one who accepts the substance, essence of all the substances. Sarangaiva Sarabhuk. Kushalani also siddhante. All auspicious objects, immediately they will become successful. Kushalani, as soon as one thinks of it, it will become successful. It will give immediately auspicious results. Kushalani asu siddhante na itarani krutani yat, and na itarani, which are inauspicious activities being performed. Until they are performed, they don't give inauspicious activities those results. Na itarani krutani yat. So non-dveshti kalim samrat sarangaiva sarabho kushalanyartha siddhanti netarani krutani. So likewise, Suta Goswami saying, and translation for this verse is, Maharaja Parikshit was a realist, like the bees who only accept the essence of a flower. He knew perfectly well that in this age of Kali, auspicious things produce good effects immediately, whereas inauspicious acts must be actually performed to render effects. So he was never envious of the personality of Kali. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The age of Kali is called the fallen age. In this fallen age, because the living beings are in awkward position, the Supreme Lord has given some special facilities to them. So, by the will of the Lord, a living being does not become a victim of sinful act until the act is actually performed. In other ages, simply by thinking of performing a sinful act, one used to become a victim of the act. On the contrary, a living being in this age is awarded with the results of pious acts simply by the thinking of them. Maharaja Parikshit, being the most learned and experienced king by the grace of the Lord, was not unnecessarily envious of the personality of Kali, because he did not intend to give him any chance to perform any sinful act. He protected his subjects from falling prey to the sinful acts of the age of Kali, and at the same time, he gave full facility to the age of Kali by allotting him some particular places. At the end of the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that even the even though all nefarious activities of the personality of Kali are present, there is a great advantage in this age of Kali. One can attain salvation simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Thus, Maharaja Parikshit made an organized effort to propagate the chanting of the Lord's holy name, and thus he saved the citizens from the clutches of Kali. It is for this advantage only that great sages sometimes wish all good for the age of Kali. In the Vedas also, it is said that by the discourse on Lord Krishna's activities, one can get rid of all the disadvantages of the age of Kali. In the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is also said that by the recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam, the Supreme Lord becomes at once arrested within one's heart. These are some of the great advantages of the age of Kali. And Maharaja Parikshit took all the advantages and did not think any ill of the age of Kali, true to his Vaishnavite cult. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So the very beautiful purport, Parikshit is a Saranganam Padambujam. So whoever uh, is extracting the essence of all the subjects, so likewise Parikshit, he is a Sarangaiva Sarabhok. Very beautifully said. And Prabhupada is mentioning also the beauty of Kali and how Parikshit utilized that opportunity and making all his subjects to chant the glories of the Harinam and organize. This is the organized effort to propagate the chanting of the Lord's holy name, which is the basis for all Hare Krishna movement. And just likewise, he saved the citizens from the clutches of Kali. And also one more beautiful point from this purport is the as soon as by the recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam, the Supreme Lord becomes at once arrested within one's heart. So beautifully says. And also on the other day, also we were also singing one more kirtan. Uh, it is the Bilva Mangal Thakur. He was also saying, "Oh Lord, I would arrest you for all your mischievous activities for so many uh, aeons of years in my heart." Likewise, he was mentioning. So here, just by recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord will be arrested within one's heart. He very beautifully says by Srila Prabhupada. So, and also here, just by thinking of the auspicious activities, and we would achieve that results. But whereas the from inauspicious side, until one actually performs acts on those inauspicious things, the mind is the place for all this yat sankalpa vikalpabhyam vartate kama sambhavaha. That is the mind. As soon as we bring in one as auspicious activity, it would give immediately results. It cannot be controlled to bring inauspicious. Sometimes as soon as we see inauspicious things would be sometimes it manifested in the mind, but until we act on them, they don't give inauspicious results. So Prabhupada is explaining all those things very nicely here. Okay, so that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why Parikshit is not envious of Kali, age of Kali or personality of Kali. na anudveshti kalim samrat saranga iva sarabhok kushalani siddhanti netarani krutani. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Shall quickly enter into Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Okay, today is letter to Thamala Krishna, November 4th, 1969, Tettenhurst. It is a small letter. Can I request any dear devotees to read this letter?
Hare Krishna, Prabhupada.
Yes, Mataji, please.
My dear Tamal Krishna, please accept my blessings. I am in due receipt of a letter dated October 30th, 1969. A two-way ticket is being sent to New York for you to come to London. So you may go to New York as soon as possible and do the needful. At least if you remain so long as I am here, then we can return back together. Regarding Los Angeles business, for the time being, you can entrust this to Garguni and Sloka Krishna. So far as corresponding with the other West Coast presidents, that can be done from here also. Here you can talk with Mukunda and others about the World Sankirtana Party. There is good possibility. Simply it requires some good organization. Therefore, you are called. So far as I am concerned, as I already told you, after this European tour, I am going to retire from active work and retire from writing books. So any place suitable, I shall stay and give you directions. I am now confident that at least 1 dozen of you have understood the philosophy and the methods by which it can be handled. So from the background, if I give you some inspiration, the whole society shall run on nicely. We shall take a talk of these things when we come. So try to go to New York as soon as you are able, and the tickets will be duly sent there. I hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever wish of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. P.S. Address future correspondence to 7 Berry Place, London. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
So,
Take your points, Mataji.
here Prabhupada is just guiding and then talking about the tickets. But the main point is that Prabhupada wants to be, is going to be retired after that tour. And then he's going to just guiding from the, when they devotee or their initiate people need that some help to do the thing, to handle the, any like philosophy matters or anything. So, yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Any other points, dear devotees? Anyone wanted to highlight? Yes, and this letter Prabhupada also, even though he wanted to retire in the 1969, but Prabhupada he never stopped writing the books. That is my takeaway. So that is Vaishnava, he will never ever waste a single moment in his life or anything else which is not Krishna consciousness. Yeah, so that is my takeaway from this letter. And from the announcement point of view, once again our new week and only one more week is there in the Kartika month. On coming Saturday, we are going to read in the Srimad Bhagavatam Gajendra's pastimes and Gajendra's moksha, and 8th canto, chapter 3, which contains all the prayers without mentioning the Lord's name. Gajendra offered his prayers, a very beautiful prayers. So we are going to recite these English translations only to read that pastime on coming Saturday. I request all the devotees, please be present so that it is a very beautiful pastime. Like Damodara Ashtakam also, it has beautiful prayers to offer our obeisances to the Lord. Likewise, that one also contains very beautiful descriptions. And apart from that, our Wednesday is Kirtan evening, and Thursday is our Krishna Katha. And that's all, those are the upcoming events. And dear devotees, if you have got any updates or from anyone, if you wanted to speak on Krishna consciousness, kindly speak. Hare Krishna. If there are no further updates, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्तवृंद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय. हरे कृष्ण. जय श्री चैतन्य प्रभु